guess this is finally it. I was thinking of like making it like a home series where you see a lot of people on YouTube if they're moving out and just sharing with you guys the renovation process. So that's what I want to do as well. And I really want to make it like very educational for you guys, so that to those who are in the midst of renovating their house or finding a house, I thought it's going to be like a really educational series for you guys, and I hope it will, because I'm going to share with you as much as I can for this home and renovation process. This episode is more of like a chit-chat session with you guys, only that I'm the only one talking. Maybe I can share with you guys like where we are right now. We already have a buyer, and we have also done the house shopping, and we have already selected the unit, which is why I decided that this is it. Like, I'm gonna start the series now because we have already gotten the unit. We are currently in the process of like designing the house and finding for a reliable ID or contractor. This episode is probably gonna be like me just sharing with you guys what do you need to look out for when it comes to selecting your property agent. What are the requirements that you would want to take note of when getting a property agent? And this is something that I think a lot of people mislook because they thought that any property agent will do. And the fact that me and Yazid is a bit particular when it comes to these kind of things because it involves money, right? And it's not like $1, $2 kind of thing. It's like a huge amount of money. So we really need to find a very reliable property agent. Thankfully for us, we only managed to recce like 2 property agents, and then we decided on the second one. Throughout the whole process, I have no complaints about this property agent. I will actually like put his number in the description box in case you all are still like finding for a good property agent. Let me tell you, like, his service is just phenomenal. Let me just start this laundry first, and then I'll share with you more about his service. I think it'll be better if Yazid is around to share with you more about this kind of thing lah. I mean, we're on the same page when we're finding for a property guru. But I think his explanation is more better. But anyway, since I'm only here, so I'll try my best to share with you guys the importance of finding a property agent, because that is something that a lot of people mislook at. This is like the first step, you know, when finding for your new home. It's a big step in your life lah. Owning a house is something big, and you need someone that is reliable and that is sincere in helping you to get your new home is very crucial. What I see, people only like randomly take property agents just because they want to quickly sell their house and get their cash proceeds and then done. There'll be some few hiccups, or maybe there's some miscommunication coming from someone who doesn't know anything about properties. You should really get an expert that really wants to help you, that is really patient in explaining to you in layman terms what is it all about. The property agent that I have, his name is Farid. I can put his name here. Farid is someone who is very patient, I tell you. Me and Yazid know that we are a very difficult client when it comes to anything lah, home lah, IDs lah. In fact, like macam when we want to like register schools for our children, we know we are difficult people to handle with, because we have a lot of questions, a lot of concern that we will raise up. Not trying to sabo them. It's really something that we need to know lah, because we are in it, right? So we definitely need to know what is going on. So he will really go into details. If you want to consult him also, you can do so. You can just contact his number. His consultation is free. He can just come down and he will genuinely tell you whether this step is the right step or not. He will not push you to like sell your house, because we all know that property agents will get a certain percentage when you sell house. Not the kind that is very salesy and very pushy. Don't mind the background noise, because I think they're having their outdoor play right now. Anyway, so we were actually in the state where we don't know whether we want to sell our house or not, because our place is just sweet lah. We have our balcony, and our balcony view is like, I'll give you a house tour, okay? Me and Yazid will share with you guys what is our reno regrets and what are the things that we want to continue with our new home. That's gonna be like a good educational video plus home tour, which I have never done before. This place, we already have our balcony, and it's like an open balcony, you know, it's not like the closed walls and the windows balconies. And we have a house that is very spacious. We don't like our house to be very, how to say, macam very small, very compact with a lot of walls. And we had that option actually when we applied for this BTO. It's a BTO 5-room, whether we want to have a study room, which is supposed to be at the back, but we didn't opt for that. And we had an option to choose whether we want to have an enclosed kitchen, but we didn't opt for that. So we just didn't opt for any of this. That's why our space looks a bit bigger. The fact that we really have very good neighbours. I was brought up at an environment where we just don't care about who our neighbours are lah, basically. Macam dorang punya hal lah, kita punya hal. So when I married Yazid, his family is the kind where they will really get along very well with neighbours. So he is actually very particular with who our neighbours are. Our neighbours here are very good. It's like macam kita ni macam dah sekampung, you know. You know how our house is like macam there's 3 houses here. Neighbour 1, neighbour 2, and then this is our house. And then there'll be one long corridor, and baru ada rumah-rumah lain tau. So we are like 3 houses that is like really macam kita macam kampung tau. And there is this one main area where the dads can just like sit down and just hang around there. The children, lepas diorang dah habis sekolah or during the weekends, they will go out, and we actually have a space where they can play. We even put like the IKEA's kitchen, which Maya dah overgrown, and kita sayang nak buang that kitchen, so we put it outside. And there's some few toys and activities outside that we put as well. So the kids will come out and then they will play freely around our area. Maya, Isabel will just go out and play with them. We're not so worried lah that they are outside because we have, you know, the neighbours there. Safety wise, we're not concerned at all lah because we're all living very close to each other. You know, sometimes the children will come here, sit down here and watch TV, which I don't mind at all because I like how the kampung feel, the kampung vibe is, you know, because macam, you know, macam orang-orang kampung macam budak main kat luar, then macam nanti diorang datang rumah jiran, you know, like macam just free and easy lah, like there is no restriction at all, which I really don't mind. I think ever since I got married to Yazid, right, I become more sociable in that way. I love having people come over to our house and just do some gatherings. Tak kisahlah apalah, janji macam ada orang kat rumah. Kirakan rumah ni dah sui lah. We were like really hesitant to like move out from this place. It was a very tough decision, but we finally made the choice to sell the house because number one, MOP is probably like the best time for you to sell your house because that is where the price is at its peak. Number two, me and Yazid have decided that this is definitely not going to be our forever home and we do have to move out at some point. So the best time is actually when it's already MOP lah. Sedih lah. We won't get to experience this in the future again and the kids also will have to be separated. So moving on, let's go back to reality. We also have chosen a unit. This is not possible if Farid is not around with us to guide us through. Maybe I share with you guys like what we actually experienced with the first property agent that we inquired. So they came down. I don't want to mention their name lah sebab if I mention, right, confirm you all know already who this person is and their name is very big out there lah, which is why kita inquire lah because like, oh okay, their names are there, they've won many awards and they've got a lot of reviews. So we decided to just ask lah. We didn't confirm on getting them. It's just that we just wanted to inquire. Like I said, to us, getting a reliable property agent is also as important as finding a reliable ID or contractor. So that's what we did lah. We asked to meet and they did come. We told them straightforward lah. We said that we actually don't know whether we want to like sell the house or not. Overall, I think they are at a stage where their name is already very big and a lot of clients are coming to them already. So they are at a position where they can choose who they want to work with and they are giving off this vibe macam maybe kita just buang masa lah because we also don't know whether you want to sell or not. So they already like tutup the case. They say okay, let's just close this case, you can just continue staying here, something like that. Okay, I'm not saying like this is what exactly he said, but they gave a conclusion that okay, we should just continue staying here, don't worry about the MOP or something like that, because like at the end of the day, if you guys want to sell this house also, it shouldn't be a problem because of the location lah of where we are staying.
Let's take a pause here first sebab I thought that I should really clarify with you guys what do I mean by when I say that they are giving this vibe where we felt like kita ni macam buang masa for them sebab throughout the whole meeting with them we felt very rushed. They did do some calculations for us to see whether it's a good move for us to move out or not lah. It's just that we want to have that meeting so that we can see from the experts' view what is the pros and cons lah if we were to sell our house. But because we were not sure, they just concluded that we should just continue staying the house lah because we're still 50-50. Like that's what we want when we schedule the meeting with them, but we didn't had that. Kita pun tak sempat nak tanya sebab like I said, we felt very rushed because they said that they had another meeting to attend to. Faham tak korang what I mean by macam giving off this vibe macam kita ni buang masa? Sebab they actually said that they had to rush off to another meeting. I mean, I don't want to be teaching the property agent how to schedule meetings with your clients or your potential clients, but I just feel like when you are trying to schedule a meeting, right, you should at least give some buffer time in between, not scheduling appointments or meetings back to back. And then kita ni rasa rushed, and our concerns or our questions or whatever it is, the objective or the main reason why we want to meet them wasn't addressed. It was really a disappointment lah. I mean, I thought I should really clarify this lah. I don't want to go in depth about the kind of services that they give, because this is what we personally experience with the property agent. But in general, I think it's more of like back to what I've mentioned, to make sure that the property agent is sincere and is patient in helping you guys, which is why I don't really share the story on that video. But I thought after editing it, maybe I should just clarify lah the reason why we said that. So yeah, and I don't want you guys to be experiencing that as well. So yeah, back to the video.
Kita macam memang tak tahu kita nak jual ke tak, but we just want someone, especially someone who is an expert in this, to tell us that if you tell us to move, you be realistic with it. Like, it's possible for us to move, but weighing the pros and cons and everything. This one is just shutting us and just conclude that, okay, we shouldn't move. Okay? Dah. And that's the end of the meeting. We were not convinced lah. So we consult another property agent. We decided not to go for someone who is very big lah. So we consult Farid. Me and Yazid decided that we should just proceed with selling, and we decided to engage Farid because of the fact that he was very sincere in helping us. He was there every step of the way. That whole process is supposed to be a very stress period for us, but it wasn't, because Farid was there to help make sure that everything is settled. The only stress that we felt was choosing the house lah. He told us to list down the houses that we want to view, and then he will help to liaise with the agent to schedule a time. He would usually schedule based on our availability. So it's every weekends, right? So every weekends too, he will batch a few house units to view. He will liaise with the agent, asking about all the important things that we should be asking to the buyer or the agent, because we don't know anything about that. Kita pun tanya Farid macam, what are the things that we should ask when getting a house, semua gini. So he will teach and he will guide us, but at the same time he will also help to liaise with the buyer and the agent to see whether the unit is worth it or not lah. We also said that this is our requirements, and then he also gave a checklist. So every time when we go to a unit, right, we will use that checklist. The highest score number wins lah. Something that we also learn is that we cannot get all lah. We cannot get all. Some of the things that we actually looking for in that unit is that, of course, we don't want any afternoon sun. I think no one wants an afternoon sun. And we like morning sunlight. We wanted a balcony. We don't want to have too much walls. During the renovation, we can do the hacking, but it takes a lot of cost, right? So we wanted the house to be very spacious, tak nak malap, and make sure it's to our convenience lah, dekat dengan MRT, and most importantly, near to Maya school. For Isabel, we're not really worried, because this year she's in primary 6, so next year she will be in secondary school, and by then we also don't plan to put her in the neighborhood school lah. So that is some of the requirements lah, that when looking for a unit. But on Farid's side, his concern is more of whether ada 3 months extension ke tak, whether we can do contra or not, and all these property terms thing that he will look out for lah. And then some things macam aircon punya piping, make sure kalau boleh ke atas, something like that, which something that we also don't know, but Farid was the one who helped to really look out on all these things lah. Farid said don't rush on these things, because at the end of the day, this is your home. He don't want us to straight away accept any unit that we are still 50-50 on it. He said that to continue doing the house shopping. He will really give us time to really view the house, make our own decision at our own time, He's just a good agent lah. I would really recommend you guys to just take him, really. He will really go above and beyond lah. Another thing that maybe I can give advice to you on is when you're doing your house shopping, right, the max that you can go is probably 2 weekends, because my case, right, we are only available over the weekends, right. Don't go more than that, because by then, right, you'll be exhausted. You will come to a point where kau just malas already. Just malas to, not malas macam you're just tired basically. Tirednya, you are already spoiled with a lot of choices. That's why you are exhausted. Just want to get this over and done with. Best is that you really shortlist those that you really want. Make sure that it really ticks all your criteria, and then you go to the unit and view. So we settle on that, and right now we are in the process of like doing the handover and everything. So finding for a property agent is done. Finding for a house is done. So now the next step is to find for an ID or contractor. Regarding what kind of house you're looking for, it really depends on you and your partner. Like, what are your priorities? For us, our priority is as long as it's near to Maya school. I think that's the top priority lah. And then like other things like macam make sure there is no afternoon sun, or make sure it's kalau boleh near MRT, and all these are all lesser priority. But kalau ada memang power lah. You know, I think that is the part where you have to decide yourself first, what is your top priority when choosing the house. So we came up with a few lists, and we find all the properties from Property Guru lah. I think that's the only platform that they have lah that is very reliable. So we find all the houses that we want based on the requirements that we have through Property Guru. So we came up with the list, and then after that, like I told you, Farid will give you the checklist, right? That one is a good start. Okay, if you really don't know what you want, then that checklist is a very good start. But for us, kita tahu kita nak apa. So we create our own checklist as well. We will tick if it meets the requirement. If not, then we put a cross. So we count the number of ticks that the specific house have. If there's the most number of ticks, then the unit is the winner lah. Faham tak? I can just like, this is the list lah. And as you can see, it's halfway, because when we found that unit that we like, kita terus macam just forget about the checklist because we are gonna get this. Macam, I think it just tick off most of the requirements really. So these are the requirements that you may also be considering as well. One of it is budget. Obviously, you will have a budget of the house price, kan? So make sure it's within the budget. Kalau below the budget, of course it's better lah. If it's just borderline the budget, we will put as orange. If it's below the budget, we put as green. And then exceed the budget, then we put as red lah. Then the other one is overall space. Like I told you, we wanted the house to be very spacious. So that is what we are referring to, overall space. And then bedroom space as well, because right now what we are currently facing is that Yazid and Isabel's priority is like to get a bigger space for bedroom, because they find that their bedroom is a bit too small. So they wanted a larger bedroom space. Like I said, we list down all these requirements, tapi tak semestinya semua kita boleh tick. Faham tak? So we have to like let go one or two. Like macam the most number of ticks, right, wins lah. You get what I mean? So these are the requirements that you can just list it down and then just tick it or cross it if they don't meet the requirements. And then configuration, whether these walls can hack or not, because we wanted spacious house, but then if the house is too small, then we need to hack lah, definitely, right? So we need to see whether the house can do some hackings or not, or whether things like that. Especially boom shelter. Actually, kita tak suka boom shelter because that walls cannot hack, you know. And then accessibility to MRT or school. Basically convenience, there is another requirement. And then the facing as well, whether it's the morning sun, the afternoon sun, northwest, east, you know. So west sun is the afternoon sun. And most people don't like it because it's very hot, and we also don't like it lah. We prefer morning sun actually. And there are some houses that doesn't face any sunlight at all. Some people will like it, some people don't like it. I don't like it because to me rasa malap lah. At least want some sun to be in my house. Yeah. And then another one is resale value, whether in the future, let's say 5 years down the road, we decided to sell this house, whether there's value or not. These are some factors that we need to consider lah, whether the convenience wise, the location wise, the amenities around it. Yeah, so this one also we have to put into factor as well. And then another one is whether it's a corner unit, because we want a corner unit because of the privacy lah, and the fact that corner unit usually hello. And then also because usually corner unit, right, we got a bigger space outside, and that's what Yazid like, because like I said, the current house here we actually put like the kids toys there outside so that people can play. Kononnya kita macam rasa macam landed lah kan, rumah kita macam ada apa dorang panggil porch kita pun ada porch, you know, like macam we wanted that whole idea lah, where he can hang out outside as well if he doesn't want to stay at home. Anyway, The next requirement is natural lighting. It all depends on whether the sunlight comes in lah. That's another one. And then also whether the house has balcony, because we wanted a balcony. And then from there we can just tick which one is the scoring lah. The scoring the highest wins. So basically that current house that we decided to purchase, the budget really fits our budget. It's the green because it's lower than the budget that we expect. And then the overall space is green. No, it's a cross because macam sempit. Our living room and dining room is actually macam together. Like it's like panjang, and that is our living and dining. Sempit, panjang, and yeah. So I have to like find a way. This is where my design skills comes in lah. Like how am I going to have some space for the living and dining without making it too cramped, you know? So yeah, overall space is a no. Bedroom space is a yes. Configuration is a yes. Accessibility to MRT or school, definitely yes. Yang ini yes. Facing is a yes. Resale value, definitely yes. Corner unit, no. Natural lighting, yes. Balcony, we can make one, so it's a yes. You know, so out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 out of 10, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 out of 10. So that is like the highest. Like all of these, right, they have like 5, 7, 6, you know, and no doubt this house is the winner, and that's why we decided to go for this unit. I will show you guys like how the house looks like when we get the chance to come down again and see the house before the renovation, which I'm so excited. Yeah. So yeah.
Sorry korang, I nampak very sloppy today sebab apparently today is not my content creation day, but instead it's just the day where I am supposed to do some editings of my videos, and one of it is this episode lah. I figured that we should just wrap up this video and solely just focus in getting a property agent and in getting a unit of your future house first. Faham tak? Before I go more in depth about finding for an ID or contractor. Sebab I don't want to overwhelm you guys, so I want to break it down into like step-by-step guide. So probably this could be like the first episode untuk korang, because I think listing down the requirements for finding a property agent and finding a house of your dream should be like the first step. So this is going to be like the first episode. Next episode, I'll probably like give you guys a house tour first, and then sharing with you guys what are our reno regrets and what are the things that we like and we wish to continue in our next house before I talk more about finding a reliable ID for yourself. ID/contractor. And I'm gonna tell you why I said ID/contractor. Okay, in the next future episode. Pakai baju ni panas nampak tak? Okay, this is not meant for Singapore's weather, but I have to wear this sebab I have to cover myself up. And I also have to emphasize korang, please this is not a sponsored video. Farid did not sponsor this video. Okay, the reason why I share with you guys is because if I really find that this thing is not good kan, I will not share. And even if I have to share, I will tell you all straight up that this is not good. Faham tak? I am that direct lah. Yeah, so if I say it's good means it's really good. And so, what are you waiting for? You know what to do. Okay, let's be real lah. When going through this home process, right, it takes a lot of, it's not just about picking, oh, I want this property agent, oh, I want this ID or /contractor, oh, I just want this unit. It's not something that you can just pick off the shelf, you know, because this involves money and it's a lot of money, you know. So, of course, we have to go through this process, this hassle of listing down all the requirements that we need, and then like exploring, going out there to really choose which one that we want to be part of the process, part of our process, you know. And I know that in the future episodes as well, I'll be sharing with you guys like what are the requirements that you need when finding for an ID, and I have just covered with you guys like what are the requirements that you need when choosing a unit. So I want to make it less stress for you guys by just giving you this property agent. It's like one less of a thing that you need to do lah, which is coming up with a list of requirements that you need when finding for a reliable property agent. Faham tak? Like, just skip that step and just consult Farid, because his first consultation is definitely free lah and no obligation. He's not pushy, so you don't have to worry, okay? Kalau korang at the end of the day, if you guys find that Farid maybe it's just not it for us, then yeah, so be it. I mean, like, it could be just one of the process where you're just exploring around to find a reliable property agent for yourself, you know. So he could be an option for you guys. Yeah, but I'm telling you guys, once you meet Farid, I don't think that you will need to still explore around, you know. Okay, tukar side pula. Penat pula duduk macam itu. If you all are curious, I am in my bedroom. Okay, another thing that I want to cover right before we close this video, we close this case, is that as I was doing the editing right, I noticed that the part, if you were to see the part where I talk about why it's hard for us to move out from this place, it essentially become a criteria for us when choosing our next unit, our next house. Faham tak? So I think that is where the starting point, if you want to find for your next house, like you look at where you are at right now, where you're staying, what is it that you like, what is it that you don't like, and probably like make it as a starting point when coming up with like requirements for your next house. Yeah, so that could be it for yourself. I just received a WhatsApp text from an ID. Yeah, I'll get to him later. Anyway, that is probably another advice that I can give you. Just observe your current house. Even if it's not your own house, right? You can still, I believe you still can see like what are the things that you don't like about this house, and maybe what are the things that you like about this house. Maybe to you, I don't like the house to be a low floor, or maybe you don't like a house to be near MRT because it's too noisy. So these could be some of the requirements that you can think about. Oh, and yes, we also do get our kids to be involved in this process because they are also going to be staying in that house, right? So I think it's really important for us to consider their opinions as well. So prior to doing the house shopping, right, when we are coming up with all the requirements that we want for our next house, we did ask them like what is it about the current house that they don't like it, which is the reason why Isabel said that she wanted the next house, their bedroom, to be a bit bigger than now, because she find that space wise it's a bit too small. So she wanted the next house to have a bigger bedroom for her and Maya to share. So that is like some of the things lah that we actually did discuss with the kids. Okay, so actually kan, I ada put dekat sini in my notes. So why didn't I think of that? I usually use my notes app to just brain dump everything. So this is what we have came up with the kids about the home criteria. So we discussed regarding about our current house, what we don't like and what we like. So this became like the criteria for our next house. For example, the things that we like and we all agreed on is the view. You can see the view. We like that our living room is spacious, and we also like the fact that our house right now has a balcony. And why did we put this under things we like? So apparently we also put here don't have water filtration, and we not enough clothes storage. So this one is already on the renovation side lah, right? Things we don't like. We don't like that we have exposed pipes. I don't know why we didn't conceal that when we first came into this house and did the renovation. I don't know why. The fact that it's easily dusty. So I did ask around those homeowners that do not have dust at all at home. I asked them why and how, and they said that they actually close their windows most of the time, which I actually don't like sebab I like the ventilation, you know. and they said that their outside air causes the house to be dusty, if that makes sense, and also like temperature wise and everything. So this one, it's more of like whether the next house has a proper ventilation or not, and also where is it really located at, because outside here there's a lot of traffic movements. This could probably be the reason why the dust enters into our house, and also because it's very 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 windy. So no doubt the air outside will just go inside our house, and you see that I am always like opening the window, so of course lah, the dust goes into our house, right? And then the next one is room corridor. It's a bit too narrow, and to me, like it feels like there's no ventilation and it's too dark. So we want a home unit that doesn't have any corridors to our room. And then we also don't have any built-in shoe rack. This is already on renovation side again. And then the kitchen top surface also renovation. What else can I say about the home unit? Okay, that's all for the home unit. So that became our criteria when finding for the next house. So during the house shopping as well, we brought the kids in as well, so that they can use the checklist and just tick off which one meets our criteria. So yeah, end of the day, we are done with that process, and we have already found a unit that we all like. But yeah lah, like I mentioned, we cannot get everything we want from the list. It's not possible for us to tick all. So best case scenario is to just get the highest score, and that particular unit that we had appears to have the highest score, so that is the winner, and that's what we chose lah. That is all for this episode. Look out for the next episode where we will work towards more of like the renovation process. That is all for this video. I don't know when I will post this, because I'm planning to like surprise my family. We didn't even tell them that we're moving out from this place, so we thought of like giving them a surprise, and I don't want to upload this pasal nanti they will see this video. So yeah, till next time, bye.